So busy DesignCon, right?
Yeah, it's exciting to be here at DesignCon 2022, back in person.
Yeah. That was a nice improvement over the last few years. It was really hard to get together with people from the industry and hear papers, and everything seems to be running almost as normal.
Yeah, it feels like kind of back to some level of normalcy, and excited to see all of the new trends that have been coming to the forefront with all of the changes in the last couple of years, and a lot of exciting things to see this year.
Yep.
What have you seen that's caught your interest, Pavel?
Yeah, so I'm on the internet side mostly interested in do people have silicon for the 100 giga per lane electrical, and the optical ecosystem has 100 giga per lane for a while, but it's in some ways simpler there. So for the backplane or the long cables to do 100 gigabit is amazing. So even the exhibit we have at the show here shows a device which was relatively easy to get, and people are like, yes, we have a silicon we would like to show, and yes, we would like to show the eye diagram. It's not like, oh, we have some kind of early version. No, it looks like people are really getting there. Is it the same with Gen 6?
Yeah, I've actually been a little bit surprised in terms of how quickly the industry is really moving forward with the Gen 6 standard. It was just released this year in January, and many different booths on the exhibit floor that have some level of demonstration of TX, RX, general SerDes capabilities. And later on top of that, we're seeing a lot of presentations this time on CXL, or the Compute Express link.
Okay.
Right, and so this is taking the PCI Express physical layer, utilizing that foundation, and introducing new protocol capabilities on top of that, targeted at data center, machine learning, AI, high compute applications, edge compute. So many presentations, many booths, showing some pretty new things and exciting things around PCI Express. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Any good talks that you've seen? Presentations, papers?
Yeah. So looking at the papers here, I think one obvious question in everybody's mind is, so Gen 6 is gelling, right? The Ethernet 100 giga is gelling. The standards are this year pretty much. So the question is, what next? Are we gonna see PAM 6? Are we gonna see PAM 8? And so all indications I have observed both here at DesignCon in the papers and also in the standards, it seems to me that it's gonna be PAM 4. But I think the rationale might be a little bit different in Ethernet than in Gen 6. In Ethernet, one of the things which is strongly towards the PAM 4 is the optics.
Yeah.
In the optics, the PAM 4 is easily the right way.
Yeah.
And then saying, okay, well, we'll do PAM 4 optics, but everything else will be PAM 6, it just seems not practical.
Yeah.
How about in PCIe?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think with the fast adoption we're seeing of PCI Express Gen 6, people are already starting to talk about Gen 7, right? People are asking about it, wanting to know what type of modulation is it going to be. It seems as if today it's converging on PAM 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely not decided. Still, very early discussions in the PCI SIG, in the electrical working group. But there seems to be somewhat of a direction towards PAM 4 doubling the data rate like we typically do every 3 years for PCI Express.
So that sounds like the high-speed serial data is getting its swing back in a big way. We are really crossing another speed boundary. What seemed impossible yesterday, everybody is talking about today, and next year we'll probably see some silicon.
Yeah.
So that's kind of exciting.
What types of new testing challenges are you hearing people talk about, and new problems to solve, let's say?
Yeah, I think that that's a good question today too, because we have effectively the same class devices, right? It's still a circuit board. Nobody went completely optical. It's still electrical connectors. Nobody went to some kind of flyover everything. And so I think it's incredible how far the known technologies can be pushed, because we are just so good at it now that we are actually getting it there. But as we are pushing more and more, things which used to be never causing trouble are now popping up, and it's a little bit of a guacamole kind of problem. So you used to have one or two things to fight. It's not just about crosstalk anymore. So one of the things which started showing up on the radar was the common mode. You know, the UI is so short, just a little bit of skew, you get a huge amount of common mode or imbalance. So I see that one. How about you?
Yeah, I had some questions today about common mode, so it's definitely on people's minds in terms of how that's going to be handled moving forward. Also a lot of questions around how do we do the characterization of jitter for PAM4, right? And I've been having many conversations about how IEEE has done this, and then how we took those methodologies and kind of built on those and tailored them specifically to PCI Express Gen6, especially around instrument noise compensation, some kind of novel pieces there that people are curious to learn and know will have an impact on their measurements as they look at these new SerDes.
Funny you should mention that. I was just about to start musing whether we are seeing also the limitations on instrumentation at a new level. Nothing is perfect at these speeds, and we need to do another level of improvement on our side. So TNM is hands busy as well. It's not just implementing the new measurements, but just getting the SNR better and getting improvements overall on the way we process data.